Hey y'all, it's Shelly here, your sassy homesteader. Hey, very impromptu video. Haven't really thought about it a whole lot, but I wanted to get on here and tell some of y'all about some of the things that are going on. We have had extreme heat here in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of Oregon is just hot, along with every other state. But anyway, so I wanted to get on here and kind of give you some things that are going on my little homestead here. And I apologize, I know I have like extra eyebrows, looks like I'm painted on, but yeah, it's hot. Anyway, so when you have a homestead, depending on what you have going on and what kind of setup you have to be prepared for all the elements. And when I say elements, I mean winter and summer. Winter, do you have enough bedding? Do you have enough coverage? Do you have things to keep them warm? They're water thawed. Here in the Pacific Northwest, in my area in particularly, we don't freeze a lot. It can happen, but we just don't. So those are things that are in the back of my mind. Summer. You wouldn't think summer would be too awful bad. But I came out here, and you'll see my boys. Confession time. Those 3 chicks that I snuck home that I wasn't supposed to snake home, well, 2 of them got their cock-a-doodle-doo on and started hurting my other girls, and they are in timeout. They were hurting them so bad and ripping out their feathers that we thought we were going to lose some of our previous hens, our hens that have been here for the last couple of years. So they are in timeout. Before you say anything or shoot me out a nasty comment, I will retort, but these boys are better off in their cages. So I'll show you. So I'm not gonna really go in there. There it is. Freedom and justice. Don't look at my bird net. There they are. They are in extra cages with plenty of water and the such. And they get fed, and they can do the cock-a-doodle-doos here, but they are not going to hurt my ladies. Now, if you can see, the sun is coming down, so it is a little bit bearable right now. What I have done is I had some extra milk from the goats that, well, it was a little bit old. It was still usable, but what I did is I filled up a jar. I got a jar. I had a jar of milk. And I put some feed in it, some dried worms, mealworms or protein worms, whatever you want to call them. And I stuck them in these little trays that I have for them. I came out here a few hours ago. And checked on them. Every single one of them, mouth was hanging wide open. They have plenty of water. It was filled this morning, hanging wide open. They were panting. They were hot. I do have some ice cubes filled with corn and the such, probably for tomorrow. But today I chose this. You stick it. They're drinking the milk, so they're getting fluid. But they're also getting the calcium and everything that they need. But they're getting extra feed. I'm making sure that they eat. The feed soaked in the milk actually fills them up faster as well. And obviously more protein for them because they are laying hens. Except for Marine there, which, Marine's just a dude, whatever. So anyway, as I did that, I'm going to show you. I have I call it my little elephant. my little sprinkler, and it is shooting off a mist. And I went ahead and I put the mister, basically sprinkler, right in between the two. So there was a little bit of a cool down for, yeah, she's talking a whole lot. That's indicative to, you know, going in heat, but whatever. So the girls were hot. The milk processing is down a bit, but I gave them a whole bunch of watermelon rind until they were plumb full. Hi, baby. What's up, mamas? What's up, mamas? I know I'm not in there. But they nommed on the melons and the rinds. And hi, Lola. You think she's getting some yummies? And watermelon has water in it. So I know that they're getting extra water. Now their water trough over there is full. Sorry, I got the ladder out to pick plums, but it's too hot. So anyway, all water was filled this morning and then this afternoon. So here we are. The mister is going over here in between the two cages, or pens, however you want to say it. Cages doesn't sound politically correct, but anyway, there's that. Moving the mister around. Now, I know for a fact some people are going to disagree with me. Oh my gosh, seriously? And I don't know if you can see this, but we have apples falling from this ginormous tree. Beautiful apples. A little bit early, but I gotta throw it. I'm sorry. I love throwing apples at the cage and watching it split. See if I can get this. Ta-da! Anyway, so yeah, they get apple scraps, they get anything that has juice or moisture or whatever it may be. I did know that the heat was coming, excuse me. So I went ahead and watered the heck out of my compost. It can burn, y'all. Not that it's going to be bad, but it just can. And you want to keep, oh, I stepped in a hole. You want to keep it, your compost moist. See, there's the word that I mess up. Anyway, so just out. You can see I drowned this thing yesterday. Now, it does look fairly good. Let's see if I can. So it had, I didn't give it enough water and heat for a while, so it got a little rooty. Yeah, rooty, I think so. Oh, yeah, local farmer. I just bought my 2 ton of hay, so, or grassy hay for my animals. So much cheaper than the farm stores. Let's just be really honest. Find your local farmers. But anyway, as I had come out here, I checked on the garden to make for sure everything had gotten appropriately watered. I have my timer set with my soaker hoses for 2 hours. Might seem a bit excessive, but I had to go back in and give them a little bit more. They were very dry, and I get it. A lot of times you want your plants to get a little bit dry so they get stronger. They search for the water, the roots go down deeper. But in this case, with the heat, they start to wilt and they kind of give up. Kind of like, you know, we do. So anyway, I have my boys over here, my bucks. That's what you call boy goats, is bucks. Not that I'm keeping something that I can shoot an arrow at, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to show you my boys. Coming over here. Yes, people, I have not cleaned up my yard. Now, this water has been changed twice today. And this is Mr. Pepper. Hi, Pepper. Pepper, if you can see his eyes. Hi, buddy. Let me see you. He is the one that was playing with my zipper. If you watch my previous videos, he is the one that had started me on wanting goats. And this is his, Shannon from Ohana Anchors can correct me, but I think this is Hui or Houdini. And he is Pepper's grandson. Oh, but sorry, I digress. See, I told you, totally unscripted. Pepper, he can't see. He got in a battle. He can see maybe a little bit, but he can't really see. He didn't even know that I'm down here. Hey, buddy, I'm down here. Yeah, hi. Hi. No, I'm not there anymore. So, I think that's his grandson. So, these are my boys, and they hear those girls, so they're extra stinky because, well, boy goats, they like to pee on themselves, make themselves smell pretty. So, oh my gosh, I just realized my camera is this way, not this way, so my video is going to be weird. So, again, go with it, people. Just go with it. So, anyway, cooling down my boys. Now, if you can see, I have like a ginormous persimmons and oaks and evergreens and maples all covering my boys' canopy, which does not give them a lot of green to eat, but we did just get a rockin' deal on a couple of ton of hay. So I have them switch out pins and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to make for sure that they were extra cool. So what I did is I have a tripod sprinkler system, and again, I have not been out here to trim, and the weeds are growing like crazy, so forgive me and realize that farming isn't always easy. So along this fence line all the way down, you might be able to see some, I have grapes. Back here I have a wall of blackberries, and you might have seen in my previous videos I had trimmed them all up and they look really nice, and obviously they're still growing because on the other side of that is our creek. So anyway, what I did is I have that tripod, the tripod sprinkler system, and I set it up here where just some of the mist could come in and keep the boys a little bit cooler. It was probably about 15 degrees cooler over here than it was over in the doe's pen. Sorry, you can probably see I'm like sweating. But it kept them a little cooler, and it was pretty funny because they were enjoying it. Are they supposed to? I don't know, but they were. They like this, and like, oh, standing right by. So I let the sprinkler come all the way out and sprinkle out here. Then I turned it around because we got a tiny bit of wind, and set it coming back the other way. It didn't get into their pen, but the mist in the air helps cool them down. Fight me if you want to, but my boys were enjoying it. So, with that being said, people, oh, I don't want to forget these. But with that being said, you need to really pay attention to your homestead. Even when your garden is not so great. I'll try to make this really fast for you. I'm going to show you the garden because some have asked, how's the garden going? Are you getting it? No, not really, but kind of. So all these things should be crawling up the trellis by now. I had 3 green beans that lived. Last year, this trellis was covered all the way over here, if you can see that, fully. It was a beautiful canopy. I let some of this stuff go to bolt. These were planted in February, February, March. They should have taken off, but they didn't. My brassicas, so I think I said that right. But what I did do is I let them go to flower like this. This is my broccoli. They start off like this, little flowers and the such, and then they turn into seed pods. And I'm going to let these keep growing big, and then I'm going to harvest those seed pods, just like my Brussels sprouts. Some of them have kicked it into gear, but some have not yet seed pods. So I will have my next year's harvest, or well, next spring harvest through those. Same with my kale. I do have a couple of cukes, letting some of the celery go to seed. But as you can see, it is not as abundant as it was last year, but it is trying. Tomatoes are trying, cukes are trying, everything is trying. Watermelon, honeydew, all that. I got one watermelon left. My sweet pea or snap peas never were able to take. And my corn, that's sad. I don't even want to talk about that. I just don't. But what I wanted to remember to say is, if you are raising bunnies, whether the bunnies are for meat or to sell or just their poop alone, which right now ours are just to poop alone. You never want them to get pregnant in the summer. Don't breed them in the summer or middle of winter. Their gestation period is so short that they're going to be having babies, and the babies can't stand the heat. They can't regulate the heat, and they can't regulate the cold. So you're going to end up with dead bunnies. But it freaked me the heck out the other day. I came out here and my fan was off. Check it out. So Fred and Ethel, this is all going to be like a bunny menagerie. So Fred's, you got to be really careful, because Fred will push his water thing, his little water spigot out, which is pretty frustrating. But it was so hot that they just lay around. That's all they do, is lay around. He had a bunch of watermelon rinds too, and he's not eating much. He didn't eat much of his food, nor did Ethel. They're drinking water. I just filled this up, so I know that they are drinking constantly. But I came out here the other day and my fan was off. Now these kids here, actually kids, they have a very heavy coat on. So if you can see Ethel, she has moved her bed again. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you, huh? Good girl, eating. She's moved her bed so she can get the most out of the fan. But they will just lay there. Check them out. Freddie is just like long stretch out. He's got such a heavy coat on. He's a hot boy. Bunnies, you have to be very careful in the elements. They're more for the chilly weather. They can withstand it better. Now they will go into shed when winter, the heavy winter comes, or rains or whatever. They are pretty protected. As you can see, they have a giant canopy over them as well, where I will finish building my little menagerie. I'm still getting 2 more bunnies, and then we'll be breeding and selling. I want the nitrogen out of the poop. Let's just be really honest. So be very cautious of your animals. They are helpless to a point. Yes, I know some of the natural animals, they get it. They know what to do. But you have livestock that you are taking care of, and they are depending on you. So you need to pay attention. I have come out here I don't know, 4 or 5 times. Early morning, I got some chores done, and then I came back out, taking a break. You have to take care of you. Even if you come out for 5-10 minutes and then go in, get out of the heat, take yourself a cool, tepid shower, take care of you, because if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of these guys. And I don't know about you, but I am absolutely in love with my animals. Now, the 2 mean roosters, they're going to be moved. I already have a plan for that, and I'll show you that later. But people, take care of you in this heat and take care of your livestock. They're depending on you, you're depending on them, you work as a team. Now, I'm not saying it's all sunshine and, whatever. Sometimes it's hard, and you have to get out of the house and help them out. Yeah, I look dewy, as my mother would say. It's just so dry. It's so dry. Anyway, bless her soul. Anyway, people, pay attention. Be vigilant in this heat that is going on. Get your water running. Get a mister or, something like that going, or you can break up some of the heat for them. Again, people are welcome to argue with me. Welcome to it. But I know how I am, and this girl gets hot. I want water. I want water around me. I want a lake. I want a creek. I want to get in water. I have ran through that sprinkler so many times just to cool off. So take care of the things that you love. Okay? So anyway, leave your comments, like, subscribe, the dingy dong, all of that helps us out. Yeah, as with any YouTuber. So, people, may love, peace, and blessings fill your whole heart. Love one another, share it with another, share the knowledge. And if you have something that you think is a great idea too, feel free to let me know. All right?